Okay, I hope you are well. I have a few new members that are actually clients of mine who I've been doing their hair for years. And unfortunately, under the circumstances at the minute, I'm no longer able to do people's hair. Obviously, we want to make sure that people are well and healthy and we stop this horrible virus spreading any further. But the good thing about this situation is that I have already started with an online hair school, teaching people how to do their hair at home anyway. So this has come at a good time, if there is ever a good time for you to be able to still successfully do your hair at home. So what I'm going to show now will be useful to probably quite a lot of people who have highlights, who generally go lighter, or people that want to use maybe Bleach London or toners and stuff, because I'm going to do like a freehand kind of like partial highlighting technique that you can then go forward, either tone accordingly, because we're going to be using bleach. So this is like a step one, and then what you choose to do after that is depending on what result it is you want to achieve. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to show you how you can do like a freehand touch up of your highlights yourself. And what I'm going to use is I use this all the time, to be fair. Now I really like this. This is Jerome Russell Be Blonde. It is this is one of the kits. They either do just the sachets of bleach and you can buy the little bottle of peroxide separately, or they do this. This is a kit, and this comes with a tray in it, and then you get the sachet, and then you get the peroxide in here as well. I have got that comes with a little plastic brush and mixing bowl. You can use that. I prefer to use one of these. You can get these online, Amazon, or they even do them in the pound shop, to be fair. But if you want to grab one of them, that would be great. A pintail comb and a section clip. And then whatever colour it is that you choose to put on your hair after this. The clients today that I'm going to direct to this video, that I have told them to get this colour. This is 9.1. So what we're going to do is we're going to do these highlighted technique and then put 9.1 on the roots and over afterwards. This wool is a light ash blonde, so what it will do is lift up your natural colour in the middle, and it will also tone the highlight, so you will get a really nice ashy blonde. So that's what we are doing here today. So first of all, how are we going to do the technique? So I'm going to do it on my head because I don't actually need to have mine done, but I will sort of show you on myself at the same time. And like I say, if you worry about doing this, you can just message me and I will be on hand on the phone to talk you through it at the same time. Or I recommend getting a husband involved. I really do. If you need a hand, then you know what? They surprise us sometimes. These husbands. They anyone that I know who I've got their husbands doing their hair, they thoroughly enjoy it. They really do. So yeah, that is definitely an option. Okay, so we've got our bleach like that, and then what I would just do, because we're going to use our hands, is just get yourself an old towel, something that you can wipe your hands on. So I've got one here. Right, so okay, so let's start. So if I am going to do this on my own hair, I hope you can see it. What I would do here is I would get my pintail comb and I will section it across the head like that and clip that out the way. So I'm going to show you by doing it on my training head, but just so you can see that it's just as easy to do it on yourself as it is to do it on the training head. I don't want you to think, well, it's different because I'm doing it on her. Okay, so then section like I just did on my own hair across the front like that. Literally like that. Right, and then what we're going to do, we've got our bleach, and we are going to, in fact I'll probably start down the bottom, we're going to get sections of hair like this, and we are going to just paint it on. We're going to get the brush and we're going to just paint it on the hair like this. So you keep the section of hair quite small, as you can see. Just paint that on and pull it down. Don't go too mad with the bleach because you just want to get it on the hair. So you can see like how I've done that. You know, it will just literally, you paint it on and you keep it on the bit of hair like that. It honestly, it is really that easy. And then what we'll do is we'll pick up another bit. And then what you've got to remember, after this, you're going to put a colour all over the top. So don't stress. As long as you're not picking up loads and loads of products and splashing it all over the head, this is really that easy. You just pick up the bit of hair like that, brush it on, and down like that. Obviously, I'm doing it all the way down because she's got no colour in her hair. If you're doing it from the roots, so let's say you've got roots that come down to here, then what you want to do when you're doing it is you do the same as what I'm doing. You pick up a bit of hair like this, and then you just want to put it from the root, and then wherever your hair, then if you've got bleach highlights that start here, then finish what you're doing there. So you will just literally put it on the natural bit of hair like that. Maybe just sort of blend it over, but don't put it all the way down to the end if you've already got, if this is already highlighted, which actually the people who I am thinking of while I'm doing this will already have that. So you will have, this will be more focused on your root. But like I say, I'm going to do it all the way through on her so that I can show you the result when it's finished. If you're nervous, go thinner with your pieces of hair. So as you can see, what I've done is I've sort of like done a bit, missed a bit, done a bit, missed a bit, done a bit, missed a bit, so that you're just, that's how you get a highlighty effect. So you're just sort of missing a bit out each time. I know you're probably watching this thinking, oh my God, but it literally really is that easy. And like I said before, you're going to put a colour all over the top of this. You can't really go wrong. The only way you're going to go wrong is if you like pick up way too much product and then you just slap it everywhere. As long as you're just sort of going like this, you're just literally
let's go back to that little place where we used to go in the summer days. We dip our feet at the water's edge, and everyone would come along to meet us there.
okay, right. Obviously, when you're using home hair colour, it is absolutely important that you do a skin test. The products that I use are all by different manufacturers. I have no connection with the products. All I do is use them and see what I think and then recommend them. So if you don't skin test and you have a reaction, like that literally is down to just following what I'm doing is not going to cover you from a reaction if you have not done a skin test. So it is really important that I make that clear when you're using any colour off the shelf, that you must read the instructions and follow their own individual skin test rules. Otherwise, yeah, we wouldn't want you to have a reaction. Okay, so like I'm just going to go here with this bit. Okay, so like even now, like, because obviously you don't want to get it in your eyes, you can get a little clip. I mean, her hair grows forward. On most people, your hair doesn't grow so forward like that. And just hook it out of the way. I've literally just got one of these clips, like this, and just put that in and just hook it out of the way. So you know, you are pulling the hair to the side, but you're not like rubbing it into the other hair. Bleach is pretty like, because the consistency of this is quite stiff. As long as you're careful and you're just putting it on the hair, it's not going to go everywhere because the consistency is quite stiff. So just as long as you're gentle, like I say, you can't really go wrong, she says. Okay, so we're going to do the same on the other side here. You alright? We're just going through like touch up a highlight technique.
Okay.
That you can do yourself at home.
Oh, well, I'm gonna.
Yeah. Well, we should do one on yours, really. I should get you doing it.
Let's do it. Happy home learning.
We'll have a competition to see.
You should be feeling really confident about this. I feel like you're watching this and thinking, yes, I can do that. So now we've pulled the rest of it down, and then what we're going to do is we're just going to literally go through where your parting is. So wherever your parting is, put it in your parting. Just because I'm doing it in a middle parting, that doesn't mean you do it in a middle parting. So wherever your parting is, you should do that from the start. I probably should have pointed that out from the start. So, and then we're going to work from there. So now we're going to go back, same method. So you can see this, like I would be able to do this now from, I'm trying to see if you can see me. I would be able to do this through my own parting. I would pick up a bit of hair like that and I would paint it down and put it down. Pick up a bit of hair like it's that easy. And then you can just, if you want to, you could go, but this is so easy. There's different ways of doing highlights with mesh and stuff like that. But I wanted to do, because I know there were some people that were a little bit nervous about this, I wanted to do the easiest possible method to show you. And this is it. Okay, so we're going to just pick up a bit of hair like this. And we're just going to, like I said before, if you're just do this on your root. Don't do it all the way down your hair if you've got roots, because this is just about lifting that up in your root. And then just do that, like stroke, 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 stroke. Okay, next bit. Yeah, pick it up. Get your brush, a little bit of product, not too much product. On here, stroke, 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 stroke.
Let's go back to that little
Stroke,
place
stroke.
where we used to go in the summer days. We dip our
What is it good for?
edge and everyone
Right.
come along
Okay, here,
to meet
get your
us
brush.
there.
Try not to get it on your clothes. I am always getting it everywhere. I'm quite messy, so if I can do this.
We'll have a competition to see who can trap for long.
Make sure you have an old top on.
Every year my body's getting stronger.
The good thing about like doing like this is obviously you can see it all. So that's what makes it so easy. So you're literally only just going to come back. You're going to do your last one on your crown because it's going to be light around the front. It's going to fade out, and because you're putting another colour all over it, it's all just going to blend in and be lovely anyway. If you are watching this and you're not sure if this is for you, then just make sure you message me before you go in and do it. And also just so that I can tell you what colour to put over it after, because that is different from person to person. But if you've got a daughter who usually goes to the salon and has her hair highlighted, I mean,
Let's go back to
this is perfect for that. I mean, you will save yourself bundles.
the lodge by the
So you can just, it's so visual. You can see what I'm doing. You can literally just see it. and you're just looking in the mirror and you're seeing where you want it. You can, I mean, just this right now to you might be thinking, holy shit, that looks really stripy, but it won't be. You need to have it enough that you can see it, because like I say, the bleach will just dry up, and if you do it like on just like literally strands of hair, then you probably won't see any difference at all. So thin, but not too thin. But this is not going to come out stripy like that. And you need to remember you're going to tone it afterwards. So even if when you take this off, you're like, oh my God, I've got like, it looks a bit stripy. When you put the toner colour over the rest of it, it really won't. It's just going to all blend in, because it's going to lift up the colour in between. And that is it. That is step one. And I'm going to leave that on for half an hour, and then we're going to wash that off, and then we shall put another colour over the top. In fact, I'm probably going to put, I've got a live colour that I wanted to try, so I'm actually going to put one of these on this time, which is a cool lilac, because I'd quite like to see how that picks up on the bleach. Let's just, or if you just want this as a highlighted effect, and you don't want to lift your natural colour at all, then you would do this, and then you would use L'Oreal Castings 801, which I don't have here, but that is an unbelievable toner to get an ash blonde. So you could just do this and then use 801 L'Oreal Castings gloss to tone it to a beautiful ashy blonde, and that wouldn't lift your natural colour up in between, maybe really fractionally, whereas 9.1 would lift your natural hair colour up. So if you, this is a permanent colour, so that's why you get more lift from it. This is also for someone that is concerned more about grey hair. It just depends what your what are your words? What your goal is. So if you've watched this and you're unsure of what your goal is, then watch it and then message me and say, right, okay, I want to do that. What am I using? And I will show you. I'll show you the next step in a little bit. So as you can see, I've washed off my highlights, and it's not so scary. In your hair, they will definitely be lighter than this, because the hair has got red in. If you're doing this and you've got red in your hair, it will be more than likely more like this. The red pigment in hair is it takes quite a lot to lift it out, so you will always get a more natural result unless you just keep bleaching it. If your hair is more like mine or lighter, it will definitely, those highlights will definitely come out lighter. But what we're going to do now, it will still be a really nice colour, and now we're going to put a colour over the top which will act as a toner, and then it will blend in the highlights with the rest of the hair. What I've chosen to use, because I've not used it before, is the Live Cool Lilac. Now, this is just going to act more as a toner, because this has got colour on already. Like, as I've said in other videos, tint won't lift tint, so this will not lift up. It may just tiny fractionally, but probably not much at all. But it will lift, it will tone the highlight. So it will just, what it will do is it will just give it all a nice sort of shimmer. So I'm really excited about the results that I'm going to get for that. If you are blonde, you've done this, you've washed it off. Now what you want to use is you want to use the L'Oreal 9.1. Okay, then what you do with this is you put it on all of the roots of your hair. When I say roots, it's whatever amount of area that you want to lift up. So the hair that is uncoloured. So obviously you've got your highlights in it, and then you would put this on however deep the band is of your regrowth. Do that for 20 minutes and then literally 5 minutes through the ends. So on the root, leave that for 20 minutes, and then for 5 minutes, just bring that all down. So it will then just tone the rest of the hair. Literally 5 minutes on damp hair, like I'm doing here. Wash it off, and that'll be it. If you are not gobsmacked with how amazing your hair colour is, then you've not done exactly what I've said, that's what. So yeah, again, any questions, message me. I can't wait to show you what this looks like when we finish. And here we have the finished look. And see, it is not that scary. The good thing about doing this technique, if you are one of my clients, you'll notice this isn't the way I apply the colour to your hair. I do it in packets, and I put the highlights in and then I put the colour in between. But that is a more fiddly way to do it on yourself. This gives you the same result, but it is much easier for you to do on yourself. It takes a bit longer because obviously you're doing it in two separate treatments. Obviously, the way I do it all together. So this is going to take longer. But when you're doing it yourself, you've got the time. It's worth doing it this way so that you definitely get a great result. So because you've put the highlights in first and then you put the tint colour over the top, what that does is it then blends it all in. So you can see, so when you first took your highlights out, if you were like, oh my God, you know, I can really see the highlights. As you can see, once you then put the colour all over the top, it just blends it in. The mannequin head is obviously got red hair. So your colour will come out, if you're using the blonde colours, most people, unless you obviously have red hair, the same technique and the same colours will come out different on each person's hair. If you are unsure about colour choices, that's what I am here for. That's what the whole membership is about. So the idea is you would watch this and then if this is something you want to give a go, then message me on the WhatsApp and just say, right, what colour should I use with doing this method? You can do this obviously on... this is quite a good method for someone that also, has a full head of highlights. It's a different way. Like I say, just anything that you want to know from here before you actually do it, unless I've already told you what colours to use, then just send me a message and But I hope you like it. I hope you're well, and I want to see before and after pictures. It's really important that we see before and after pictures so that I can show everyone just how great the results you get at home can be.